All right, if you're an educator in Indonesia, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That annual performance review. It can feel like just a huge mountain of paperwork, right? Well, what if I told you that entire process is about to change? A brand new regulation, KepMen 271/0/2025, is here to completely transform performance management. And today, we're going to break down exactly what that means for you.
I mean, let's be honest, right? For years, that end-of-year review has felt, well, like a chore. Just a bureaucratic, box-ticking exercise that feels totally disconnected from the real, important work of teaching. But it seems like the system has finally gotten the message. So here's what we're going to cover today. First, we'll look at the new era for education performance. Then, we'll dig into the big shift from just assessing to actually developing. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the new 5-stage cycle, figure out who's assessing whom, and finally tie it all together to see how this is meant to drive a real transformation in education.
All right, let's dive right into part 1, a new era for education performance.
So the first thing to get is that this regulation is not just more paperwork. At its heart, it's a really strategic move. It's all about aligning what you do day in and day out with the nation's biggest educational goal: improving the quality of learning for every single student in Indonesia. Okay, on to our next section. And honestly, if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. The entire philosophy is shifting. We're moving away from simply assessing performance to actively developing it. It's a huge change.
Think about it like this. The old way, the performance appraisal, was kind of like getting a final grade. One single judgment at the very end of the year. This new performance development model, it's completely different. It's not a report card anymore. It's more like a coaching plan, one that's designed for continuous, year-long growth.
So what does that actually look like in practice? Well, it's built on these 4 core ideas. First, the focus is on continuous learning, not just judging. Second, it's all about having a constant dialogue with your supervisor, not just one meeting in January and another in December. Third, your individual performance has to support the school's goals. And finally, and this is so important, performance is measured by the quality of your service, the real impact you have, not just checking off a list of tasks.
Okay, so we've covered the why. Now let's get into the how. This next section is all about the practical stuff, the new annual process you'll actually be following. Let's break down this 5-stage cycle. So the entire year is now built around these 5 stages. You've got pre-planning, then performance planning, then execution, monitoring and coaching, followed by the performance appraisal, and finally the follow-up. It's a really logical flow that's designed to be supportive all year long.
So, stage 1, pre-planning. You can think of this as getting your house in order before the new year even kicks off. This is where you update all your data and where the leadership sets up the performance teams. And listen, that deadline is a hard one. It has to be done by December 31st. It's the foundation for the whole year.
Then, once January 1st hits, you're into stage 2, performance planning. You've got the whole month, from the 1st to the 31st, to create your employee performance target. You'll see it called the SKP. This document is basically your roadmap for the entire year.
So what actually goes into this SKP? Well, it really boils down to 2 main parts. The first is your hasil kerja, or work output. That's the what, the tangible results and targets you're aiming for. The second part is perilaku kerja, or your work behavior. That's the how you go about your work, based on those 7 core Barakalak values and any specific expectations from your supervisor. All right, stage 3 is the big one: execution, monitoring, and coaching. This is what you'll be doing for most of the year. It's where the plan really comes to life. You're executing your plan, documenting your performance, and here's the crucial part. Your supervisor, the PPK, is right there with you, actively monitoring your progress and providing continuous feedback and coaching. It's meant to be a 2-way street.
Next up is stage 4, the performance appraisal. But a key difference here is that this isn't just a single event at the end of the year anymore. It's done periodically, say monthly or quarterly. And then there's an annual one too. Your supervisor will give you a rating for both your work output and your behavior, and that will result in one of 5 ratings: very good, good, fair/needs improvement, poor, or very poor.
And that brings us to the final step, stage 5, follow-up actions. This is where everything comes together. The results from your appraisal are used for reporting, for ranking within your unit, and for any awards or recognition. And for any civil servants, the PNS, this is absolutely critical. Your final rating gets converted into your annual credit points, or Anka credit, which, as you know, is essential for your career progression.
Okay, so we've walked through the 5 stages. But a big question is probably on your mind. Who exactly is doing all this assessing? Let's clear that up right now in our next section, Who Assesses Whom?
The key person you need to know in this whole process is your PPK. That stands for Pejabat Penilai Kinerja, or Performance Appraisal Officer. And this isn't some person you've never met in a faraway office, it's your direct supervisor. They are the ones responsible for managing your performance and guiding you through this entire cycle.
And the chain of command is actually really clear and simple. If you're a teacher, your PPK is your principal. If you're a principal, your PPK is an official at the education office. And it's the same for a school supervisor. They're also assessed by an education office official. It's a very direct and clear line of accountability.
And this pyramid, which comes straight from the official guidelines, really shows you how it all connects. You can see how every single role, from the teacher all the way up to the regional head, is interconnected. The idea is that great performance at one level helps support the next level up, with everyone building towards that one shared goal of transforming education.
And seeing that pyramid, how all the roles link together, brings us perfectly to our final section, driving education transformation.
So let's bring it all home. The big takeaway here is that this is so much more than just a new rule. It's designed to be a strategic tool, a tool for your continuous career development, and even more importantly, a tool to help accelerate real, tangible improvements in learning for your students.
You know, the source document itself puts it beautifully. It calls this whole thing an opportunity to grow together, enhance professionalism, and accelerate the transformation of national education. So really, it's an invitation to be part of something bigger than just your own review.
So as we wrap this up, the real question isn't just about learning a new set of rules, is it? It's about embracing this new philosophy of continuous development. The system is changing, this new tool is now in your hands. So the only question left is, how will you make use of it?